totally. It's that whole electricity, you know, that's just kind of circulating back and forth.
I hope you find it.
Hey, it's not. Well, we have to tell you, we looked and it wasn't there.
This is the L portion of T.E.L.L. Joanne. Not only is this the L portion of T.E.L.L. Joanne, this is the weeks of Elvis. We are definitely doing interviews of Elvis by other people, and just watching a Elvis everything, guys. Elvis everything. And hopefully what it's going to be leading to is the holidays. I will be airing some Elvis movies. I don't know how I'm going to do it, guys. I don't know what's going to be on membership only, and I don't know what I'm going to actually be able to edit for YouTube. But know that I will be doing some Elvis's movies, and I will definitely let you guys know. But anyway, enough talking for me. If you are part of the family, aka you're ready to subscribe, then you know what we're about to do. But if you're new to the channel, this is when I say hello. Now, put me on pause, go get yourself a beverage of choice. Hit that subscribe button so that you can become part of this amazing community. And on a count of 3, we'll do a cheer. You guys ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, guys, without further talking, let's continue our weeks of Elvis interviews. Let's go. First time reaction to Elvis interview, March 31st, 1972, Hollywood, California. All right, let's go.
Which made him? How would you know?
Well, he came to Memphis to sing with a group called the Blackwood Brothers. It was the first time that I'd ever seen him.
How did you run into him this time? Just in Vegas?
I just realized that they were available.
Let me take a second and talk about how lucky he is to have such thick, beautiful hair to go down. You have people who don't even have hair on their head or on their edges. Like I struggle with my hair on my edges, but look at those sideburns. Absolutely amazing. I have to point that out because I'm appreciating these amazing sideburns. I'm gonna go back just so I can hear him because I was appreciating his sideburns so much I wasn't listening. Let's go.
Which made him? How would you know?
Well, he came to Memphis to sing with a group called the Blackwood Brothers. It was the first time that I'd ever seen him.
How did you run into him this time? Just in Vegas?
I just realized that they were available. And he formed a new quartet called the Stamps. And I listened to some of the records, and they had all this power.
He made the Stamps. He brought them together.
He put them together.
One of his nephew, one's his son-in-law. The other, I don't know where they came from.
But each one of the guys individually are good, as you can see.
I noticed.
See, we come from a different background. We come from the Middle West or from the West Coast.
You don't hear this too much.
So we don't hear this. So we see a bunch of guys that has a whole different kind of level of meaning to us because it's just not part of our background. But like everybody comes from the same background, or is that's as much to you guys as it is to a kid in California growing up and surfing or Little League baseball.
It's kind of like roots.
We grew up with it, from the time I can remember, like 2 years old. I grew up with this because my folks took me there, and when I got old enough, I started to sing in church. And
That's how you got into singing?
Well, it's one of the ways.
One of the ways.
Yeah. But I liked all type of music. When I was in high school, I had records about Mario Lanza and the Metropolitan Opera. I loved music. In Spanish, I like the Mexican flavored songs.
But this is so
music
different.
But this thing here, the gospel thing is just. The gospel is really what we grew up with, more than anything else.
It shows in the music too, because there's a kind of if you've seen Baptist choirs, there's a kind of intensity about it. And it's the same kind of intensity, electricity that you have on stage. And there seems
comes out in almost every song.
It's a kind of a soul. It comes from way deep inside. It just isn't singing notes. It's singing something that seems to come from very deep inside of you.
And at certain times you push out and pull in. Just a part of you. You don't really think about it.
when I was in France about 3 or 4 years ago, and I was doing a film on Jean-Claude Keeling, and I asked him just offhand who was his favorite singer, and he said, Elvis Presley. He's my man.
Oh, really?
He's my man.
Well, he's my favorite skier.
But I asked him why.
That's nice.
And he said, but he did this whole thing. He says he has soul. It's hard for an American to talk to a Frenchman and understand that he understands soul better than you do. But he really does. He says he sings, from in here. And that was his way of describing. He had a very limited English at the time.
It's fantastic.
Very limited English, but he knew exactly what he was saying, and that is the word. He had soul. That's the word. That's it. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to say, and it's universal, and you understand it. Come on.
No, but this, yeah. Oh, this is very, this is very basic. When we get through with our work, what we have to do, we usually wind up doing this.
Guys, let me ask you a question. Does Elvis let me rephrase it. As I'm watching this and seeing how it is, it almost looks like he gets shy when the compliment is there. It's like, I see he got shy and he just kind of like maybe changed the conversation. So is that something that I'm just seeing and I'm reading into, or is that something that normally happens that you guys know that, too much compliment, he just becomes really shy and then kind of like changes the subject a little bit? Comment below and let me know. All right, let me continue.
And you're doing it because you want to do it.
We do it because we want to do it.
In Las Vegas, after he's done 2 shows, everybody's tired. They're up in the suite singing all night till like 6, 7.
We'll do 2 shows a lot of times, and we'll go upstairs and sing until daylight. Gospel songs.
And I've heard that.
How do you do it?
Not too often. When you're working every night there.
I mean, what does it do for you? I mean, to get into this, is it like
I think it more or less puts your mind at ease. It does mine. Because you've been really concentrating and everybody's been working out. So these things we know.
It's like old friends.
Right. And it puts your mind at ease.
It takes you down and just
takes you down to a level. Otherwise, you'd go out of here you couldn't sleep for, There's nothing wrong with it, but like if you ended on a real fast up-tempo song or something, we leave the studio and nobody can sleep for hours.
You're right though, when you leave the stage like a place like Vegas, you're really up. You're really, really flying.
It takes at least 4 or 5 hours to even begin to unwind. And we usually wind up.
Pause again, guys. If you guys have been with me the past 2 weeks, I don't know which week where I'm going to play this video. I am definitely learning a lot of things out of order, and I'm putting things together. So I was able to see the interview with Linda Thompson, and then she talked about, how when they would come home at 8 in the morning, and then talked about Elvis's grandma, that she woke up at 8 in the morning, and how they would have the interaction where grandma would say good morning to them and they would say good night to them. And it's just like, it makes perfect sense, right? Because after they have their concert, and it takes so long to wind down, and just like their nights and days are completely different. And I'm pretty sure that maybe that's still the same case for entertainers right now, especially when they go overseas, just how everything is completely different. But it just really, really, really definitely shows you like it ain't easy. It was not easy. It was not easy. And I'm kind of going back again to another interview that I saw. And again, I'm not sure when they're going to be aired out, but I'm sure you guys may have already seen all the interviews. But just listening, talking about how, the doctors would give him something so he can go to sleep, right? It's just like, and then every single night, your body do become dependent on those things. So it's just interesting watching these interviews by other people and hearing Elvis himself and just going on the journey. It's just being able to piece things together. And I'm just learning so much more. And I thank you guys very much for being part of this journey with me, and the comments that you guys are telling me, filling in the blanks for me, and I'm continuing to let me learn more. So thank you guys. All right, let's continue.
Doing this type stuff.
Where did you find the guys? I mean, we know about JD, but like the other guys who are in the chorus, it seems like you've known them forever, just watching you around the piano and singing, like you're like real super old friends from a long, long time.
Well, like I said, I knew JD from back when I was 15 years old, when he first came to Memphis to sing with a group called the Blackwood Brothers. And I was a big gospel music fan, so they would sing all night. And I would stay there all night, you know. And he had formed this new group himself a couple of years ago. And I just heard their records and put them together with the inspirations and everything else that we had.
It's looked in the gutter in there. They
Looked in the gutter, man, and dug them out.
All of that's going on the stage. It's really.
But then when you put it all together,
there seems to be a kind of like a relationship going on stage. It's like everybody is a friend of everybody else on stage, and that's something very rare because we've seen a lot of groups perform and don't get that kind of feeling.
Well, I think it's because we enjoy it, you know, and we constantly enjoy it, which means that we do 2 shows a night for 5 weeks, but we never let it get old. Every song is like we do it for the first time, and that's one of the secrets, you know.
Well, like it's not a planned thing. You don't do the songs, the same sequence.
And as you guys have educated me, let me know, you guys, this is where you guys are like, Joanne, stop closing your eyes, open your eyes. Elvis is going to do something different. And you guys have taught me that, you know, look at the band while Elvis is dancing, because it's like they are so in sync together and they follow his cue and they move with him. So just like he says, he just kind of said it, you know, I'm sure you guys already heard him say and know that, but for me, this is my first time actually hearing it come out of his mouth, right? Like things change. He does not do the same thing. It could be the same song, but he's going to do it different. And it's funny because I know I've said it very much in a lot of videos, but this is my first time actually hearing the man say it himself. All right, let's go.
Not necessarily. We can change them around, but even if we do the same songs,
It's not the.
they're new, and the sound is you know, the feeling is there every time.
But it's a different feeling each time, right?
It's a good feeling. We never let it down because there's a new audience out there. Plus, we enjoy what we're doing.
Well, Elvis communicates with us, really. I mean, you really do from the stage. I've sung with all the people, but
You guys taught me well.
he has some way of keeping you interested and communicating between you and him. And,
I'm not going to tell you how.
You aren't going to tell us the secrets? Well, hell, we'll get out.
Things are going behind my back and things. No.
alone.
But we will. We'll keep it interesting somehow, you know.
Hope it's more interesting.
5 weeks, man.
Oh, shut up.
Live show was working with him.
Yeah.
At the end of the 5 weeks, it was, you know, it went by like that, and it seemed like a day.
Well, see, like, for
flies when you're
instance,
having
this
fun.
evening, I know you were running just through everything just for us, for the cameras, what have you. Which would seem like if you did the reverse on us and said, well, guys, just walk around with your cameras like you normally do in the concert, it would be a drag to us because it would be hard for us to get up to that level. But what's hard for us to figure out is that you can turn it on here just like you do on the stage.
Well, you know what's interesting about music and about all the people here, they find new sounds, you know, and they do things differently themselves. So it's like a new experience every day. The guy on the guitar will find a new lick, or the guy on the piano will find something, or the voices will add something, you know. And I hear all this, and it inspires me. Yeah.
Because like we watch.
Right here and say, this guy is interviewing Elvis. He was asking about Elvis, and somehow Elvis finds a way to praise his band, right? A lot of people may be like, yeah, I do this, and I do that. And it's so interesting to hear that it's interesting to hear that he talks about his band, how they inspire him, how they found new sound. Like what a amazing human being, right? That it's not just him on stage, it's the band that's on stage, and he's making sure to acknowledge them. That's pretty great. And while I'm on pause, and I guess I should say that later on, I really like this interviewer. Like, he asks good questions. He doesn't ask the silly, like, superficial questions. I feel like he's asked a good question. I feel like I'm enjoying the questions that he's asking, and Elvis is saying things that I like, that I enjoy. You know what I mean? That it's not just superficial questions about women or girls, like, how like, he's asking deep questions, I guess is what I'm saying. And I just really like his style. Let's go.
It's new for us. We're watching things like you and the lead guitarist kind of looking, the looks that go back and forth, and we're lining up shots. There's like really something going on, some sort of magic. We know already the game that goes on with Charlie Hodges and the kid in the back and forth, and that's part of it too. So there's a kind of thing going on there. There's something going on there. I notice when your eye goes over to JD when the chorus comes in, each one of them is like a little turn on. It's like a conversation that goes on each one, but there's surprises.
It's like
in
a
it.
feedback. It keeps,
it's a back and forth, and you're turning each other on.
Well, that's what I mean. It never ceases. It goes on.
And that's what we're looking for in the film. That's what the film has to explore totally. It's that whole electricity, that's just kind of circulating back and forth.
I hope you find it.
Hey, it's not. Well, we have to tell you, we looked and it wasn't there.
Thanks.
So we're wrapping. Hey, let's call it a night.
Got to rest up for the road.
Got a big
jump from here to
Buffalo or wherever.
Off to Buffalo.
This is a tour I usually lose about 2 inches, not in here, but in here. To hang by my hands for about 2 weeks to get it back.
Yes. All one-night stands, too.
Yeah. But that's fun, see. It's excitement.
Got to figure out how to get a piano in each room for these guys to sing after the show.
Oh, let's go home, everybody.
I think so. Enjoyed it, fellas.
This is the only beginning of I think a really enjoyable experience.
Thank you. We'll do our best.
I know you will. We'll try and do ours. Now you're supposed to say, I know you will. See, and then we're all cool.
Okay. We're even.
Good night.
Like I said, I enjoyed this interview. The interviewers did a great job with their questions and attention to details. I feel like they really were on it, and I appreciate that. So again, I hope you guys are enjoying the weeks of Elvis that we are watching, the interviews by Elvis, by people in his circles. And as always, I welcome any materials that are out there regarding Elvis, because this is my learning journey. On that note, I want to see you guys in the next reaction. Bye.